So yes, basically I want to discuss here few very common interview questions which are basically each and every interviewer will ask. So on Sunday we are trying to discuss these things we have use case and user story, plans and disco, and we have time and version, what is the time and what is the versions and what is the model calendar. So these are the things I want to discuss here. So can you explain, Arshad Ahmed, what is use case and user story?
Yeah. My use case is financial planning and analysis, and
Okay.
my user stories
As
are.
per our level one, okay, no
Hmm.
problem. Level one, we are discussing about here level one. So as per level one, you try to explain things.
Okay, as per level one, we need to we are going to make implement Anaplan in the project to streamline the FP&A service line uh, of the company, and to consolidate reports, uh, provide to the stakeholders, and making a data hub as a source of truth, single source of truth for different scope models. And we are going to make list and modules uh, modules, and we will display, and we will create the UX pages for the end users. This is our use case. And next, what?
You can see use case is a financial planning, budgeting, and financial planning, budgeting, and forecasting is your use case. So that is first thing. And you can see for Unicorn Candy Company financial planning analysis model, there are two key end users: chief financial officers and product planner. Review their user stories. So user story, if you discuss about the user story, we need to explain what are the things we need. For chief financial officer, what are his requirements. You can see he needs to watch employee count and expenses, and he needs to adjust employee driver expenses, and he need to see profits and loss data by each and every country, and each and every month he need to watch and compare his actual with budget and forecast. So these are the his requirements, user story. But basically use case nothing but this is the financial planning analysis model, this one. Is it clear? We have in level 1 we are calculating totally financial planning, financial aspect. And in level 2 what we are trying to do, we are planning demand planning and supply chain planning. So these are the major difference between the financial planning and demand planning, demand and supply chain planning. So in financial planning what are the aspects we'll get, and in demand planning what are the aspect we'll get. In terms of financial, what are the things we'll get generally?
We get revenue, we get cost of goods sold, margin percentage, profit and loss account, and
Yes.
employee expenses, employee drivers, or non-employee expenses, and net loss or net profit.
Yes, these are the basic like things we'll get. So along with that one, you can see this product as like adjusting a product cost and price also will get in this financial planning, and you can see how the products are selling, size wise and country wise. That also we needs to know, like a product planner needs to know. And how this sales data is impacting on the revenue and margin percentage. So these are each and everything we needs to, like a product planner needs to know, is it correct or wrong. These things comes under the financial planning. So whatever the related to finance, so all those things we need to calculate here in level 1. So this is our major aspect. In level 2, what will we do? Level 2, what generally we used to do in demand plan.
Demand and supply planning.
Yes, what is the major purpose of creating the level 2 model building?
Is related to supply chain management,
So
related to products
yes,
and
first now we don't discuss about the supply chain. What is our sprint 1, what is our sprint 2, and what is our sprint 3? Sprint 1, sprint 2 we know very well, I think. And Arshad Ahmed, you know all those things. Can you explain what will we do sprint 1, what will we do sprint 2, and what will we do sprint 3?
Uh, yeah. In sprint one, we have uh, geography geography details we are going to enter,
Okay.
and sprint two we have uh, how
In Sprint 1 Data Hub models, we will be building the geographical hierarchies and their details. Whereas to again thing, we'll be building the product hierarchy and the details. And
Okay.
apart from this, we'll be going with the load historic product volumes
Okay.
and beginning of their inventories.
Yes.
So open AR, open PO, open purchase orders, account receivable, account payables. All this will be comes under this geographic hierarchy and product hierarchies and load distribution centers data and shipping metrics. Now in
Okay.
sprint 2 we'll be working on the supply chain model as I said like demand planning, and we will be working on the sprint 3 supply chain model with the inventory planning,
Yes.
and when will be and the last will be going with the conclusion part. Now when it's coming in the sprint 1 data hub model, we'll be clearly understanding the system models will include employees, products, geographies, and account details.
Okay.
And in the data hub hierarchies, we'll be having, as I said, like we have geographical history, product hierarchy, employee hierarchy, account hierarchy. But these are interrelated to our financial planning part, where we are design the parent-child relationship of region, country, location for the geographic product, product family, product flat, SKU flats. Whereas for employee hierarchy, we have a department and their employees, and account hierarchy like accounts, revenue
Yes.
part.
Yes.
So these are all comes under this sprint one and sprint two and their conclusions.
Yes,
The
exactly.
conclusions will be going with ALM part.
Yes. So fine. Arshad Ahmed, what I'm expecting means this Inayatullah is explained very clearly. So try to understand what is the purpose of sprint 1, sprint 2, what is the level 1 and level 2, what we are trying to do in level 1, what we are trying to do level 2, and each and everything we need to understand what is the purpose of level 1 and what is the purpose of level 2 model building. Is it clear for everyone? Yes.
yes, yes, Asu.
Yes, sir.
In basically like in level 1 model building we do financial planning analysis model. In level 2 we'll do supply chain model building. So here in supply chain model building, so what we do, so like first basically we have demand planning is the sprint 2 we have in data sprint 1 we store all the data in data hub, Later we plan for the demand planning. We demand how much we have demand for each and every product. We do in sprint 2. After knowing that what is the demand for each and every product, uh, we do supply chain planning in sprint 3. So how we need to transport products from the distribution manufacturing centers to distribution centers. That is our main intention in supply chain planning. But in demand planning, what will you do? We first of all we should know how much demand we have for the each and every product, whatever we are doing in present sprint to that only. Is it clear for you, Arshad Ahmed?
Yes, yes, Asif. Yes.
So that we need to very clear. So you are explaining only like data of what we have done. That thing only you are trying to explain.
No, I'll make sure that I'll go through it, and next time I'll explain it.
Okay, fine. So
Sure.
these are the basic things. Like anyway, so like we can see here in level 1 what are the things we are trying to do here. So these are the things we need to like each and everyone. Kavya, you should be very clear about these things. What is use case and user story? Like in level 1 we are trying to do like calculating financial aspects, financial planning analysis model. So here we need to know employee headcount and employee expenses by department wise, and we need to know employee driver expenses. Employee drivers nothing but whatever the expenses we are providing for employee, like bonus and car cost, mobile cost, all this comes under the employee driver expenses. So profit and loss reports we should know each and every country by each and every month. So this we should know, and we need to compare what is the actual and what is the budget and what is the forecast. Actual nothing but past data, what is the past expenses. Forecast nothing but whatever we are trying to do, whatever we are calculating for the future. These are the major things, actual and forecast. So we need to compare with the actual, budget and forecast. Forecast nothing but this, budget nothing but end user whatever they have estimation. So like business people, that comes under the budget. So majorly we calculate forecast only on the base of the actual and budget. Send message as a rejoin Arshad Ahmad and Sudhir in all groups. Yes, are you everyone joined? Yes. So fine, we can see here. So basically, like these are the things we need to understand here. These are the things we are going to create in our level 1 model building process. So you can see each and every report we prepare: employee expenses report, employee driver expenses report, profit and loss report, and comparison reports. Each and everything will create. So how we can adjust here, how we can adjust this cost and price for each and every product. This will be prepare report. How the products are selling by size wise and country wise, this will prepare. So each and everything, how this sales volume are impacting on the revenue and margin percentage. These are the different types of reports we are going to prepare in our level 1. So this is a major purpose. So you can see here same things you can see here. So country margin summary, user experience. So user experience nothing but whatever we need finally. So country margin report you can see here. Country wise, each and every country wise, how much we are getting the margin, cost of sales margin you can see. So each and if you select here US, you can see the US details. So if you select the different country wise, so US and UK, India, whatever the country, if you select here, you can see the each and every country revenue, cost of sales, margin and margin percentage. So this is the final output we are expecting. So user experience pages nothing but which is the final result which we are expecting. You can see country size summary. Country wise, each and every different size product, 100 gram product, 200 gram product, 300 gram product, how much we are selling, how much we are getting the revenue. You can see revenue, cost of sales, margin, whatever the user stories we have, that user stories will prepare, that user stories, so we'll prepare in UX pages. These are the UX pages. Price and cost growth assumption, that also we have seen. So how we need to increase the price and cost, unit price and unit cost, how much percentage we should increase, so how it affect the margin, revenue, cost of sales, each and everything, how it going to affect. So these are the basic things which we like whatever the requirements we have for the end user, that things we are trying to prepare here. So by providing reports here, they will provide input and they will check the output. So these are the different types of charts we are showing. So in this like visualization way, they can understand how revenue is growing and how the margin is growing. So each and everything they can in visualization way they can see. So easily there is no need to watch each and every grid whether revenue is increasing or decreasing. If you watch this graph, easily they can understand each and every month how much it is going to improve for future. So we can see these are the different reports. Employee expenses we have seen. So employee expenses, he needs to know, like CEO, you can see how employee expenses are growing. You can see employee expenses here, this report you can see. So each and every employee how much we are paying, each and everything you can see. Total expenses, total employee expenses you can see. So country wise you can see how much we are providing bonus. So each and everything we can see in our UX pages. These are the basic things. You can see here profit and loss reports, how the profit and loss are going to happen in the future. So we are showing detailed profit and loss here. You can see profit, you can see here revenue, cost of sales, everything you can see. Profit you can see on bottom. So in this way, country wise, different country wise, each and every year, month wise, each and everything we can show in UX pages. Whatever they are expecting in project user stories, that things we prepare on UX pages. So that is known as a like use case and user story. Use case nothing but for which purpose we are creating our model, either for financial planning or either for demand planning or supply chain planning, and either for other purpose. So these are the in level 1, level 2 we have financial planning and demand planning. Sudhir, you have asked one question, sales and operational project we have done or not. So we don't do here sales and operational project. So we do financial planning and demand planning. So sales and operational planning we have in level 3. So that generally who do level 3 means, so once if you start your job, so after completing 1 year like that, you can start level 3 as well. So there is a lot of challenges will be there. So you need to understand the very deep concept you need to complete that level 3. So that in that one we have sales and operation project. So if they ask anyone, you can say I done only level 1 and level 2, like this financial planning and demand planning and supply chain planning. Is it clear, Sudhir? Yes. Is it clear, Sudhir, what I am trying to say? Are you there, everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, fine. So he is not available. So fine, leave him. So anyway, we can see here. So these are the different types of use case and user story. We need to understand what are the requirements we have end user have, for according to their end user requirement, we start the Anaplan model building. So this is the first thing we need to, whenever we start our project, we need to understand the client requirement. So what he is expecting from Anaplan and us. So what are the reports they need, that comes under the user story. Either we are calculating for the financial, then it comes under the financial planning. Either if they expecting for demand planning and supply chain planning, how much demand we have like product, and how we need to transport from the manufacturing center to distribution center, that comes under the demand planning. Another use case we have, like sales and operational planning, how like how sales happen in the future. So for that one we need to do the forecast, and how each and every employee should reach their targets, how much quota, how much target we need to set each and every sales reps. So these are the different scenario. Sales and operational project. HR planning means like HR, what are the like different types of employees we need, and how many employees we need. That is a different use case. But we are trying to do here in level 1, we are trying to do financial planning, and in level 2 we are trying to do like demand and supply chain planning. These are the basic two projects we are trying to do here. So other thing, other than this use case and user story, we have plans and disco here. So plans and disco we have discussed last week. Like basically like plans and disco rules are the some basic guidelines. If you follow these rules, what happened, our model will give good efficiency, and like it improves the performance. And if you don't follow this one, you can't build model as a best practice. So your model give size will get increase, your model performance will get decrease. These are the very complex things. If you don't follow, your model face the complex things. That is the reason each and every Anaplan model builder should follow the plans and disco methodologies. These guidelines, these are the rules or guidelines you can say. So plans, nothing but you can see P stands for the performance, L stands for the logical, and A stands for the auditable, N stands for the necessary, and S stands for the sustainable. So here we can see P, our use the correct structures and formulas to optimize the hyperplug. So how Anaplan will give good performance means, if you use proper structures and formulas, then what happened, Anaplan give like performance very speed. Otherwise what happened, it increase the burden of the Anaplan engine. This is a hyperplug, nothing but back end of the Anaplan, so which increase the burden if you don't follow this proper structures and proper formulas. Then automatically it increase the burden, then decrease the performance. That is the reason we should use the proper structures and formulas to provide the proper like good performance. You can see L stands for the logical. We should build the model structures and formulas more logically. We should each and whenever we are creating any logic or formula, we should create the more logical way. So you can create formulas and everything so many ways, but we should create the logically, so that it improves the model performance. So that also we should think in logical way. And A stands for the auditable. So break up the modules and formulas. We should create the small modules and small formulas to understand easily, and even it improves the performance, and even it decrease the maintenance as well. So we can easily maintain the modules and models if you use the simple modules and formulas. This comes under the auditable. So you can see N stands for the necessary. Avoid unnecessary calculations means nothing but if you do once calculation in any module, you can refer so many times same calculation. There is no need to create again and again same calculation. In system module, generally what will you do? We create some calculations in system modules, and like we have few calculations. So that calculations are that line items. We refer so many areas wherever we require the same calculation. So because of this one, what happened? It decreased the model size, and even it decreased the burden of the Anaplan engine. Then what happened? It improves the model performance. So each and whatever the rules we have, if you follow these rules, what happened? 100% it will give the good performance, and it decrease the model size. Each and everything, it these rules are the benefits us. Is it correct or not?
Yes.
So you can see here, sustainable, nothing but build the model with the future in mind. Our model should be sustained for the future. whatever the future updates will get in our business, for that future updates our model should be support. So these are the like plans and the plans rules we have. So we should follow this like we should understand these rules, and we need, whenever we are creating the modules and models, we need to keep all these things in our mind, and we should build the models. So then only our model will give good performance. So using disco rules. So using disco rules, what are the disco rules? So like D stands for the data module, I stands for the input module, S stands for the system module, and C stands for the calculation module. So O stands for the output module. So we have like each and every module should be consist solo purpose we should build. So data module consists the, we have, it consists the source of like transaction data, and we can create the data hub. So it consists whatever the data we have stored in data module, that should be refer into other modules. So we should not do any other things. If you create the data module, any data module, we should keep the data and we should refer. So that is comes under the data module. What is the input module? Arshad Ahmed, can you explain? Yes, are you there? Inayatullah, can you explain what is the input modules? Yes. Are you there, others? Can you explain, Sudhir, what is input modules?
Shall I go
Yes.
for that?
What are the input modules?
Input modules are are the modules where end users can able to input the data, and they can able to adjust the values which are there in the entries, and they can upload the data also in the module. So that is called input modules.
Okay. Okay, fine. So input module, generally we provide, we create input module for the user purpose. So such as like they can input volume, how much sales happening, volume nothing but number of sales, and adjusting cost and price, everything they can adjust. So these are the input module we create for the end user purpose. So they will they will upload this sales numbers and cost price and cost and prices, whatever the product things we have, they will upload. So like you can see system modules, what are the, we do some like same related calculations we do here, and we refer in multiple areas of the models. So because of that, just now we have regarding in S stands for the like N stands for the necessary in plants, same thing you can do here. So you are used performing the calculations and functions that may be used in multiple areas of the model. They are used for the time settings and mapping or references. So these are the three purposes we are using. We have seen so many times. We use for filtering purpose, we use it for mapping whenever the source and target dimensions are the not same. In that scenario, what will you do? We'll check relation where we have, that will use system modules for the mapping. Is it correct or not? What will you do? So same related calculation we use so many times whenever we required. So we can see here next one, calculation modules are used to optimize performance. C stands for the calculation module. We use calculations at one modules, and that module we refer to the output modules. So here you can see output modules, like generally whatever the reports we have shown here so far, all these things will attach to the, these output modules will attach to the these reports whatever we have seen so far majorly. This you can see country margin report you have. So how we are getting country margin, this is the output module. So whatever the output module we have, we show in generally we attach to the UX pages. You can see this is the country wise summary. So you are getting like final result. These things we are showing to the UX pages. UX pages are, you can say, dashboards. So here we are showing. So this is the unit price and cost. This is the input module. We'll provide attach input module and output module to the UX pages generally. By providing the input, how it is affecting the output, we'll check. So these are the major things. We don't attach system module and calculation module and data modules to the UX pages. Majorly two types of in modules we attach to the UX pages. One is input module and other is the output module. Is it correct, Arshad Ahmed? Yes.
Yes, Asif. Yes, Asif.
So basically these are the things. So we can see here. So these are the plans and disco rules we should follow these rules. Then our model performance will provide the good performance, and we can say these are the best practices everyone should the follow. So these are the basic things. So can explain anyone, Inayatullah or Sudhir? So what are the use case and user stories? And Inayatullah, are you there? Sudhir, are you there? Are you there, Sudhir? Inayatullah?
Hello?
Yes, Sudhir.
Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Now you are audible. Give me 1 minute. Arshad Ahmed, this is Abdul Hafiz. Did you call him in WhatsApp?
Yeah, yeah. I called him. He's not lifting the call. Actually, not answering it.
Send message in group itself. Abdul Hafiz join.
Okay.
Why he is not joining? I am not getting. So Sudhir, now you explain what is use case and user story.
Yeah, use cases are financial planning and analysis. So
Okay.
coming to user stories, uh, we'll prepare the revenue planning and forecasting planning. Kind of these reports like employees expenses report, non-employees expenses report, profit and loss report, and how the sales are impacting the revenue. These are my use cases. These user stories in our project.
Okay. And you didn't explain this one, price and cost and price and how.
Yeah, yeah, balance sheet is there and variance report and how the sales are impacting the revenue, profit and loss report, and these are the reports we'll be creating using Anaplan.
Okay. So these are the user stories. What are the reports we are trying to prepare for the end user? This comes under the user stories. So here by using this one, we can understand what is use case and user story. So these are the things. And if you come to what are the plans and disco rules? What are the plans and disco rules? Why should we follow these rules?
Basically, plans and discover is kind of some set of rules and guidelines which will help in the way of performance to the Anaplan model building. So, coming to plans means P for performance, L for logical, A for auditable, N for necessary, S for sustainable. So, performance is like for basically it is used to for structures and formulas, and logical means like we should use like simple logical formulas in such a way that anyone can understand, and we should try to avoid multiple formulas. Coming to auditable means basically we break up the long formulas into simple manner for better understanding. And necessary means, so here we need to create formula once and can use multiple times. Sustainable means here we have to build the model in a way of flexible for future changes like whenever we require. Disco means, so disco like here each and every model has unique purpose. D for data module, I for input module, S for system module, C for calculation, and O for output module. So basically data module here for storing the data we use the data module. Input module basically it is for the end user purpose. Like system model means here we should create system modules. The purpose of system model is like it's like what are the repeated line items are there. So we can create the system modules and use multiple times. Calculation means like by using system module and input module, we do some calculations. Output module means, so here we attach the output in the UX pages. So the advantages of plans and disk are like following this, so we can reduce the burden of the engine and improves the model performance.
Okay, so these are the advantages. Kavya, can you explain what are the use cases and user stories of our level 1? Just now we have discussed. Whatever the points you can, you can explain. So if you miss anything, I will try to explain that one.
Okay, use cases are for the financial planning, for the expected and the sales of what's currently going on,
Okay,
and for to financially plan for the next steps of the project.
okay. Yes, in in the user stories, what are the things we are trying to calculate here? What are the end users requirement we have? User stories, what are the requirement we have for the end user? Can you explain by watching? So what are these points we have?
Yes, to see the profit and loss data
Yes,
and to compare the actual budget and forecast
yes,
versions. Yeah.
yes. And like chief financial officer needs to watch employee headcount and employee expenses by department wise. Is it correct? Yes.
Yeah.
So other responsibilities, other than we have one chief financial officer, other one is the like product planner. So these are the two main end users. What are the responsibilities belongs to product planner? What are the responsibilities belongs to product planner? Can you see here and explain?
Are you asking me the question or somebody else?
You only, Kavya, can you explain?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, to adjust the price of the product and to get the annual percentage of uh, the profits and losses and to get the employee performance and to get the margins and revenues.
Okay. So these are the three major responsibilities belongs to him. Perez, can you explain what are the use case and user stories we are discussing in level 1? What are we are trying to do here in level 1?
Level one use case is nothing but it's a financial planning. Like
Okay, in financial planning analysis model, what are the things we need to, what are the reports we need to prepare?
you need to prepare that like revenue, data margin loss, actual price, and what will the forecast price.
Employee expenses, employee headcount, and employee expenses by department.
My expenses, yes. Employee headcount,
Okay.
those are
What are the other reports we need to prepare?
margin and margin percentage
Okay.
and the volume data and revenue.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Then why you
Yeah.
are not explaining this employee driver expenses and need to see profit and loss report by country wise? We need to compare actual and budget forecast, and you are explaining.
Ah, I told that profit and loss also, no? And actual and forecast budgeting.
Okay, fine. So go ahead.
Yeah,
What are the other reports we they needs to prepare for the end users?
in it. As we need to prepare like a product as we see on screen, the product planner, as we adjust the cost and price of the product, and we can make the adjustment of the future pricing and the percentage. Like we need to take out the annual percentage.
Okay, fine. So these are the things. So can you explain what are the plans and disco rules and why should we follow? Little bit.
Yeah.
By what
Yeah.
one, what can you understand?
Yes, mostly plants and the disco roll we use for for good for good performance. Again, the advantages of plants and disco is like
Okay.
we can make a futuristic workspace like we can use in future for with like for good plan is nothing but I can see on the screen that is plans abbreviation is nothing but performance, logical, auditable, necessary, and sustainable.
Okay.
As in performance is used to correct structure and formula to optimize the hyperblock. That is nothing but the backend, as you said, like backend, whatever the workspace we used, it will work very good if you use the proper formulas and proper structure.
Okay.
The burden will there will be no burden for the for, for performance.
Okay.
Logical is nothing but that to build the model structure and formulas more logically. Auditable is like break the models and formulas for better understanding and efficient maintenance. Necessary is once you create the calculation, it can be used for the multiple times, like future and other models. We can use it by creating one time. That is necessary. Sustainable is like you need to build the model for the future. You need to build the model by by thinking the future purpose. Like you think the future and create the model now. It will be useful for the
Okay.
future purpose. That is plans and disco is nothing but Disco is organized data module, input module, system module, and calculation module, and output module. Data module is like data. It's a day. It's it's a day
Okay.
creating data in data hub. Input module is all the the data which is like sales, volumes, cost, and price. Those are allowed for the end user is the input module. System
Okay.
module is nothing but it's same like necessary, that is in plan that necessary we saw the necessary, right? The same thing. Maybe once the calculations or formulas used, that can be used for multiple models for the multiple like time settings, mappings, and reference. Calculation is more module is used to optimize the performance and for the similar calculations.
Okay.
Okay.
So these are
Output
the,
module, get,
yes,
get
other points.
other like what are the other aspects of
Yes,
output
so
model?
these are the like output modules we prepare to the we attach to the UX pages, and basically we
Yeah.
attach input modules as well attached to the UX pages. Why means end user
Okay.
will upload the data, so that is the thing.
Yeah.
So these are input and output module will attach to the UX pages majorly. So Kavya, can you explain
Okay.
what are these majorly plans and disco rules we have and why we follow these rules? Yes, are you there, Karya? Kavya? Am I audible to you? Kavya, are you there or not? So she's mute. She's not available. So fine anyway. So these are the basic guidelines which follow the each every model builder follows these rules. So that are the best practices to build the models. So these are the basic things. Other than this one, we have time and version. So what is the time and what are the versions? Why should we follow this? We need to create the model calendar. What is the difference between the time and model calendar? We need to understand few things here. So what is the difference between the model calendar and time ranges? Can you explain, Arshad Ahmed? You can see whenever if you open
Yeah.
space, you can see here. So I will open another model, example model. So what is the difference between the model calendar and time ranges?
Uh, yeah, model calendar actually is it can be used for setting up the data for minimum of 3 years, and maximum it can be used, but because of increasing the number of years, the size of the model will increase and the performance decreases, so that will
Okay.
impact the for that purpose. We have a number of years of data that can only we are taking a few number of years in model calendar, and if we want some other year data, we can use a time range. We beside model calendar we have a time range tab, where we can able to say we can go into that and we can able to select the year which we want to see the data, so we can use the time range for only particular data and particular year data, where we can able to use it for the different purposes and show the results.
So what this is a time range. So we can only specifically we can use 1 year or 2 year or 3 year model calendar whatever we use. So this will works wherever I take a time dimension. So in if I take in model calendar 3 years or 2 years or 4 years, wherever I take time dimension, I will get whole years. Whatever the model generally in level one, what we are trying to do, 3 years we are planning wherever I take in each and every module, time means it will get 3 years data. You can see here month, wherever you can see this month or year, whatever we have, for 3 years we can plan. So time range, if I take anywhere time range, what happened in that time range, what happened generally, you can see here time ranges financial year 2019 for practicing purpose we have taken. So if you take time range, what happened generally, yes, we can see only that year only, 2019 only. We can't see 2020 and 21. This is the difference between the time range and model calendar. So wherever I take other modules, if I go for other module, so which I take time, so you can see this. So if I take this module, here I have taken month as a time scale, you can see model calendar. Wherever I take model calendar, so I can see the 3 years data here, whatever the data. In model calendar, how many years you plan, same thing you can see, 3 years you can see here, whether it consists data or not, but you can see the 3 years. So this is the difference between the model calendar and time range. Time range, in time range, what is the, why I can see time range means 1 year means in time range I have created only 2019 here, financial year 2019 I have created, and start period you can see 2019, and number of period 1 means 1 year I am considering. So in model calendar, how many years you plan, whenever you take time model calendar, you can go with the entire 3 years. Time range only for specifically whatever the year, so we select, so that comes under the specifically for the time ranges. Suresh is asked how we are reducing our model size by using the time ranges. You can see here. So if I take a time range, only I can see the 1 year data. So that is the major difference between the 3 years and 1 years. So if you consider, so what happens simply, if I take 1 year data, automatically our model size will get reduced. So that is the major difference. So in this way we understand how things are happening. So for a difference between the 1 year and 2 year, 1 year or 2 year or 3 year. And one more thing we have, like what are the different types of calendars we have, model calendars. What are the different types of calendar types we have? Arshad, can you explain what are the different types of?
Yeah. We have 4 types of calendar type. One is calendar months, quarters, and years, and the second one is we have weeks, 4 4 5 5 4 5 4 and 5 4 4, and we have 13 weeks, and one another one is we have a last one. There is one more is there 4 5 4. Some it will start from no, sorry, general.
Weeks. So these are the different
Yeah.
calendar types we have. So they will ask what are the calendar types as well. This is also very important question. So generally for level 1 we are using this one, and in level 2 we are using this weeks 4 4 5, this level 2, and weekly we are time scale we are taking in supply chain model. So that is the major difference. And they will ask what is the time scale. What is the time scale? What is the time scale? How we can explain the time scale?
It's a
What is the time scale? What are the different types of time scales we have?
month, year, and half year.
Yes,
Month.
month, year, quarter, half year, whatever the thing you, day, month, year. If you select half year, if you turn on here, you can see half year as well. If I see quarter, if I include all these things, so I can see all those things there. So simply if we do select these things, so you can see quarter, half year, year, everything you can see here. So in this way we can understand time scale nothing but how you are measuring the time, day wise, month wise, quarter wise, half year wise, year wise. These questions also they will ask. So these are the major difference. Is it clear? What is the time scale? What are the different types of time scales we have? What are the different types of model calendars we have? Yes.
Yes, yes.
So then sometime they are asking what is the custom time and what is the native time. So native time nothing but in time panel. So whatever the things you create, how many years you create, each and everything comes under the native time. custom time nothing but in what they do, sometime they will create as a time as a list and they will add 2020, 19, 20, 21, and each and every year, year wise they will add time in year, time in months, time in quarter, like this they will add different list and they will assign each and every list to list items whatever we have there in time span. This is the native time. Native time means in time pen, if you whatever you create, this comes under the native time. And if you create the same things for 2019, 20, 21, 3 years, for 3 years if I create year wise, month wise, week wise, like if I create the list and if I add 2019 to 2019 January, Jan 2019, Jan Feb 2019, if I create that like list items under the 19, 20, 21, this all these things comes under the custom time. If I create whatever the time, instead of time pen, if I create in general list, what happened, it comes under the custom time. So same thing they will ask versions as well, what is the native versions and what is the custom versions. If I create whatever the versions under the versions pen, this comes under the native versions. If I create same thing in general list, if I create any list like this, so if I create versions and versions 2 I will create, otherwise it will reflect to that one. So if I create here, so versions pen, under the versions if I insert and under the versions if I insert like list items, what is our versions? Actual,
budget, forecast.
actual and budget, forecast.
For
So if I create these 3 versions, so what happened, so this I can use as a list items everywhere. So you can see, so as a list items I can use. So this these versions I can use same whatever the native versions I have. So this comes under the custom versions. So what are the difference between these means, whatever the if you prepare like a custom time or this custom versions, it will behave as a general list. And if you use in native means, you can like easily you can use the time formulas, whatever the time formulas, time functions, is current version, is actual versions, whatever the time based formulas we have, so that formulas we can use. For versions also, if you create the versions pen, if you create the versions, you can use is current version and you can see is actual version. And like whatever the versions formulas we have, basically that formulas we can use, is current period and is actual period, like that time related whatever the formulas if you have, that all these things you can use only when you create that time in time pen and versions in versions pen. If I create this time and versions in general list, what happened, it will behave as a general list. So that is the major difference. So that detailedly I will explain later what are the other differences we have. Basically these are the things we need to understand. So what is the time and what is the, so what are the different things we have. So these are the major things, like what is the time, custom time and what is the native time. These are the basic details. Is it clear for you whatever I am trying to explain here? Yes. Yes, is it clear for you what I am trying to explain here?
yes.
Fine. So if you have any doubt, you can ask here, otherwise we can wrap up our session. We'll continue remaining topics tomorrow. Is it clear for everyone? And Sudhir and whatever your Sudhir and others, Inayatullah and Arshad Ahmad, try to provide like give more mock interviews and discuss the things, so that will improve your flow. You can you can give interviews like confidently. So and you can add others as well, like files. So whenever you are free, try to share message